Okay, so the trailer for House of the Dragon Season 3 is out. Let's have a talk through that. So we begin in the throne room. So you can see Alicent is walking towards the throne. It's very beautifully lit. Visually, I mean, HBO, House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones in general can't be faulted. We can see someone on the Iron Throne there, and it turns out that that person is Aemon, and he's asking, "Where were you?" So we know from at least one clue in season 2 that Aemond is having Alicent watched, having him monitored, presumably through Larys Strong. Finally, he's questioning her random absences from King's Landing. That's a relief. If you like logic, that's a relief at least. And like she's looking a bit, yeah, she's looking a bit scared there. I think Olivia Cooke is a great actress. I'm not particularly convinced by the storylines that she's been given. Then we cut to Dragonstone and we see Rhaenyra explaining the offer that Alicent has made, the actually quite grim and nasty offer. Difficult to believe that a mother would do that, to be honest, but I don't know, maybe you disagree. I'm not. So Rhaenyra is saying she'll open the doors to the Red Keep. I wonder if she says the rest of the offer she made as well. Then we get another shot of Alicent. Again, very, very orangey, very beautiful. She's entering the Red Keep. I presume this is before the scene we first saw. Someone's watching her. There's a member of the Kingsguard is following her, so I guess they know that she's been to Dragonstone. Then we get Jace. Jace is saying you can't trust her. I think that's fair enough. You probably can't trust her. Daemon's watching on. Be interesting to see how Daemon is a different character following his kind of trippy season 2. How will he compare, for example, to season 1 Daemon? Will he be just as aggressive and violent and disagreeable? Matt Smith is always kind of very watchable, I think. Then a short clip from the Battle of the Gullet. So, as has been discussed quite a lot online, season 2 was supposed to be 10 episodes, but for budgetary reasons, it was cut down to 8. I think it's reasonable to assume that the first 2 episodes of season 3 are going to be what should have been the last 2 episodes of season 2. So we're going to get the Battle of the Gullet. This looks like Baelor on Moondancer, I think. Then a very quick scene of Aegon II and Larys walking through the woods. We've got Aemond in voiceover saying the king has abdicated the throne. And then a quick shot of someone with a map, some military forces. He slams down some little symbol. That doesn't look like the painted table in Dragonstone, so is that Aemond in the Red Keep, I guess? Then, okay, a blue dragon. So this is Daemon with the Hightower forces. A new dawn is coming, says Aemond. A few more shots of the Hightower forces. I think this is Aemond Hightower. So this is Alicent's cousin, perhaps, Otto's nephew. We've still got Aemond talking in voiceover, a new line of unsullied kings. So it looks like Aemond, so abdicating the throne, a new line of kings. It looks like Aemond is making his play to officially become king. And then we got a dragon. So this is a pretty big dragon doing what dragons do to its opponents. So is this Vermithor perhaps, or Silverwing? So we've got one of the new dragon riders on there. I think perhaps that's Vermithor. So it's definitely not Moondancer. It's definitely not Daemon's dragon. So perhaps the new dragon riders are going to be immediately sent over to the Riverlands to deal with to support Criston Cole and to deal with the Hightower army. Great shot of Rhaenyra there. Again, visually, you can't really fault this show. They've clearly pumped a lot of money into making it look as good as possible. Okay, Daemon looking very serious. You are the Queen of Dragons. Okay, he's totally on board with her being queen. So seeing the children of the forest and some weird weirwood visions maybe changed him a bit. Next, we're onto one of Corlys's ships. It looks like they're wearing a lot of armor. wouldn't it kind of be dangerous to wear all that armor on a ship? You'd just sink straight to the bottom of the sea. Corlys looking a bit stressed. Criston Cole. So I'd guess that the battle between Criston Cole's army and the Hightower army, that's going to be coming pretty early in the season. That is a fantastic shot of a dragon's foot. Maybe that's Vhagar, maybe that's Aemond's dragon. Maybe it's Vermithor or Silverwing. Maybe that's related to the shot of toasty soldiers that we saw earlier. And there is, I think that looks a lot like Caraxes. Is that Caraxes back in the Riverlands, perhaps? And then we get a shot. So it looks like the Iron Throne in the background there. And a bunch of soldiers with Targaryen sigils drawing their swords. So some kind of confrontation in the throne room. So my impression is that most of the shots here are from pretty early in the season. So from the Battle of the Gullet, the battle in the Riverlands, the Blacks taking King's Landing. Then we're back to Alan of Hull again. Lots of armor. I mean, I guess there's pros and cons for wearing armor on a ship, but seems expensive, seems like a good way to sink. And then a battle on land. So if we look through this battle on land, we can see a guy here getting a bit stabby. So I think this is, this could be Aegon II. Who else could it be? He looks suspiciously flexible compared to how he was for last season, but I'm not sure. I guess some soldiers have landed from Essos, from the soldiers and the sailors that Tyland recruited last episode, and maybe Aegon and Larys get caught up in that, perhaps. And then we get a shot of Daemon, possibly in the throne room again, fighting maybe a Kingsguard, perhaps. Not really sure. After that, we're back to Alicent. Soon or late, Rhaenyra will send her new dragons here. She's trying to persuade Aemond that it's time to give it up, time to leave. Then we can see Jace flying through the ships. So I guess this is the Battle of the Gullet. He's about to get things toasty. Then we've got Rhaenyra bashing at a door. And then we're just kind of cutting between different shocked reactions. I think I know what that is, but I guess I won't spoil it yet. And that's pretty much it. So it looks like most of that is from the 2 episodes that were cut from season 2. But perhaps it's from later on. But broadly, it looks like we've got a little bit of chat at Dragonstone. We've got a little bit of chat at King's Landing. We've got the Battle of the Gullet. And we've also got the battle in the Riverlands between the Hightowers and Criston Cole. Perhaps in the Riverlands, we've got Vermithor and Silverwing and their new riders as well. It's not really giving much away. It looks like it's mostly early season stuff, I think. Perhaps I'm wrong, but I think that mostly looks like it's from the 2 episodes that were cut from season 2. Cautiously looking forward to it. Thanks for watching.